Good morning, Sheila, the PA doll lady here. And I want to answer one question for you. Why should you listen to me? Um, I have a small business and I have sold over $100,000 in dolls. I started my business about 4 years ago and I did not know if it was going to work. I have said that in multiple videos. I kind of approached it on we start reselling and we'll figure it out as we go. But today, as I'm journeying more and more into YouTube and trying to figure out how is it that people become successful doing this, I feel once more that I'm like back to my first couple of eBay days where I was just trying to figure out how does this work? I don't know how this works. And right now I'm in my curiosity stage, and in my curiosity stage I am consuming YouTube and how to do YouTube like crazy. And this morning I came across a lesson by where Armozy was talking about the main reason that people are, or the main question for you, the viewer, is why should I listen to you? And I'm always like very concerned about being perceived as somebody that is like boisterous, like I guess that's the word, I'm not sure, but like pompous, I guess it would be better. I like the journey that I'm on with my dolls. I've said it before, I have not picked them, they picked me. It's like one of those things, one thing led to another, and before I knew it I was a full-time doll seller, and I love it. I would not change it for anything, or at least I will try not to change it for anything, because like they say, tell God your plans and hold my beer situation, right? So I don't have a plan. I just kind of am flowing with the flow type of situation. Now, when I started my business, I did not imagine that it would go up to $100,000. I did not imagine that you could even make a full-time job out of this situation. So brings me to today's question that is like really pestering me at this very moment. I am a prodigy. Wait, is that how you say that? Prodigy. No, prodigy. Anyways, so that's going to be included in this video because you know what? I still haven't even devoted the time to figure out how to edit. So my full journey is coming through, right? Like you guys are in for a big treat. You guys are in for a big treat. We are fumbling through this journey together as I, one, put myself out here for public judgment, and two, just try to figure this out. And I'm not sure where I'm going with it, but the one thing I am is I'm always curious on how does something work. And when I started reselling back in 2021, when I started reselling, you know, I did it a couple months by myself and kind of fumbled through and that kind of stuff. But as soon as I mastered the courage to join a group, I did. And I can't recommend that highly enough. Like, I was a baby bird when I went under the guidance of Tech and Sports. And, you know, like, the man is a master of eBay. He has done it. He has done it for almost, he says 15 years, but it's more like 20 years. He just stopped counting. And this is a coach that is like a very direct person. If I have any questions, if I have any self-doubt and stuff like that, you know, I just lay them on the table and they're addressed. Now, the one thing is, for me, I'm one of those people that I need a direct shooter. I don't want the fluff. If I'm doing something wrong, I need to know it right away. If I'm doing something right, I would like to know that too. So when I started my reselling career, you know, I was just like, I was trembling like most people. I was just like, oh, we're just going to play around and see what happens, that kind of thing. And it wasn't until he started, really breaking stuff down to me, well, to us, to all of us, not just to me, but to all of us, that, little by little, it started to sink in, like, maybe, just maybe, this could become a full-time thing. And I wasn't sure. As I've said before, I was working for the state, and I had been working for the state for many, many years. And I was just doing something. I've thought to myself that I wanted to have a business at some point. I just didn't know what kind of business. I don't even know how to start a business and that kind of stuff. So it was like, it was kind of like divine intervention. It's as best as I put it. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I know that because things just align. And a long time ago, when I was going through a very, very tough time, because I wanted this career and I wanted this job, and I wanted it so bad. I was like this big square trying to fit into this little circle peg. It wasn't working. My body told me it wasn't working. I kind of knew it wasn't working, but the prestige of that job was such that I was like, I need to make this work. So much so that I was having panic attacks in the bathroom because I was trying to make it work and it wasn't for me. And I'm not a practicing person of faith per se, but I do understand that there's guidance that come, and the things that are not meant for you will be removed from your path, even if you want to hold on to them like I did. And I struggled really, really bad during that time to just save face, I guess is what you call it, um, to say I did it and this is what I've wanted for years, and this is where I'm at. Not taking into account the health toll that it was taking on my brain wanting something and my body knowing that it wasn't what it just wasn't what it was supposed to be. And a lot of people give you these, like, at that moment, a lot of people give you like these dumb sayings like, oh, things are being moved because that wasn't meant for you and blah blah blah. And when you're like, when I was bawling my eyeballs out because I wanted that job to work and I was just like holding on for dear life and it wasn't working, it literally felt like earth shattering news. I just knew that that's the thing I was going to retire from, and blah 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 blah, whatever stories we tell ourselves. And I think that's the beauty of being 47 years old. I think that job happened to me so that I got everything I fought for and I got everything I wanted, and then it was taken away so that I would break out of that thing where I aligned myself and I aligned my self-value with that career. And God was like, so you thought, right? So failing at that was the best thing that happened. And it's taken many years to say that out loud, because it was one of the most painful experiences as a grown adult that prides herself very much in career and in high producing everything and in high achievement everything. So that brings us back to today. And today I'm starting this whole new YouTube thing. And I think that one of the main reasons that it feels, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like you're stripping yourself in front of the whole world. Like you're just letting people into your brain. And most of us say we don't care what people say, but for some reason, I don't think that's true. I think we say we don't care, but deep down inside, we do care to some extent. Um, and I majorly care about my business, which is, you know, getting doll collections, getting them ready in my house, and getting them ready to go for their future homes, and doing it with so much love that I managed to earn a living from it. So the story this morning, or the YouTube channel that I am listening so that I can become a little bit better, it was interviewing, or it was Armozy talking about the things that you do in order to progress forward. And one of those was like, when you're talking in your videos, the pressing conversation behind the camera is, why should I listen to you? And I did not want to share numbers per se on this channel, because I just think like numbers, I think that after falling on my face with that career, and I'll tell you what the career was. I was a social worker for many, many years. Not really a social worker, more like a data entry clerk, if I'm going to be honest. And I, for many years, wanted to become a judge for the state. And it was an administrative judge, not like a lawyer judge, but an administrative judge for policies and that kind of stuff. And I did that for 6 months, and I didn't make the cut. So it was the most hurtful thing. And now I look back at it and I'm just like, thank God. Thank God it was taken away from me. Like, over and over, people tell us the same thing. Like, if it's being removed, it's for a reason, blah, blah, blah. And when you're in that hurt state, who cares? Like, don't tell me that stupid line. I don't care about that line. But it takes time and years later. And if you start to heal from that heartbreak, because that's what it was for me, if you start to heal from that heartbreak and you continue to sit in that discomfort, I promise you things will just flow through. And so that brings us to today. So why should people listen to me? I don't know. I guess I should establish the fact that I have a full-time doll business. I have a 6-figure doll business. Do I care about the numbers? Not as much as I care about the journey that is learning this whole situation of being a business owner, being proud of what I do, being able to work 13, 14 hours a day, and I run out of time. I run out of day. I don't run out of time. It's just like, when you're at a job that you don't like, you look up and 2 minutes have passed. When you are doing something that you absolutely enjoy, you're trying to run to the finish line almost on a daily basis. And I don't think the numbers capture that part of it. I think that that's what's missing for a lot of adults, and just a lot of humans, really. I feel like we, as society, we're kind of like on autopilot. And I'll be the first one to say, I'm an emotional basket a lot of times, like a real emotional basket. Some days I'm like super happy, I'm excited, I'm gonna take this business to $1 million, and nobody can stop me. And then the next day I'm like, holy crap, I've had no sales. I think I'm going out of business yesterday. And I think that in a calm, smooth, after meditation, present type of sit down and talk situation, I think that's the beautiful journey of being self-employed, of owning a business that you care so much about. And I think also that's what makes it so scary to share it with you guys or with everybody. Just like putting your little fragile egg out to the world is scary as heck, man. It really is. But I'm supposed to validate the reason why you should be listening to me. And the reason that you should be listening to me is that I'm a chicken and I cross the street. And if you are like me and you are a chicken too, you can just follow me. We'll just be chickens together and move forward together. Because it's an emotional roller coaster. And I know, you know, thankfully I'm with a coach that is very steady, very key. Like, he is as steady as it comes when it comes to coaching. I will go in there, I will be on a Zoom call, walking around in circles, just letting him know that the whole world's on fire. And he's like, okay, what else is happening? And I'm just like, what do you mean? What else is happening? Everything. We're going out of business. And he's like, okay, so what are we doing tomorrow? And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I get back to the drawing board, and finding somebody for me that is a steady person that does not ride the emotional train that I do has been one of the biggest gifts. I think if he would move with my emotions, I don't think it would work. So that brings me to today's big thing, which is I am doing YouTube as a journaling of the business process, as a explanation of why I disagree 100% that the doll collecting business is a dying art. I don't agree with it. You don't make this kind of money if you are in a position of going extinct tomorrow. I do think that having a doll store in a small business might be a bad idea, but I don't think that the art of collecting itself is a dying art. I do think that that is my arc into whatever comes next, and I don't know what comes next, because here's the thing: the more you plan, the more the universe seems to kind of, show you that your plans are not exactly what you think what you wrote on your papers that they're going to be. So where is this YouTube journey going to take me? I don't know. I don't have a clue. But we're walking it together, and hopefully you, if you're a numbers person, then, I guess the 100,000 a year situation will get you excited about it. If you are a small business person, then, follow that. If you are here for the emotional roller coaster, I'm here for that too. And you'll get plenty of that too. If you're here to listen about women who are 40 plus and we are just trying to figure it out, because after you raise your kids, you start to figure out, now what? Like, what am I doing? What happens now? And I've been a mom for a really long time. My oldest child is 33, and I still have one at home, and she's 15. So I have about 3 more years for another adult to come out of the house. So I am hoping to document all of it. It's not just small business. It's not just doll business. It's not just midlife. It's not just 100K. It's all of it. And if we could somehow put it all together and just take out the folder from that we need for that particular day, we could use those reports and keep it moving with those kind of things. I guess people don't use papers anymore. I guess everybody scans stuff now, but whatever. That's how I look at it in my head. We are a mixed bag of everything, and if you're here for the journey, welcome aboard. And if you're not, that's fine. Nice seeing you for a day or two. Okay, that is all the thoughts. Oh wait, I wanted to say I was grateful I am grateful, and I started my journey with my coach very, very early on in the reselling business. And now I am questioning if I should do the same with YouTube. If you have made it this far in the video and you are, would you join a coaching group for learning how to do YouTube, or did you just wing it and figured it out along the way? Um, how did you do it? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, till next time. Have a good day.